Breaking! Kim Hyun Joong's ex-girlfriend loses court case and is ordered to pay a fine for false charges.
Are you a fan of Kim Hyun Joong, Mr. Minho? He's like, Daddy, put me down. It looks like the long-standing lawsuit and civil court case of Kim Hyun Joong has finally come to a close.
This is like the most deranged thing that I have seen in K-pop news in a very long time, and it's finally coming to some sort of resolution.
Do you care to explain?
Oh, I care to explain. There's so many things that I could explain. I have a whole page of notes on this cray shit.
He has a baby, right?
Yes.
He has a baby. Kim Hyun Joong has a baby. Did you guys know that? I just found that out today. He paid this woman 600 million won, which is the equivalent of about $500,000, to finish up with this. This was over a year ago, and not say anything else and not re-sue him, which she ended up doing a year later, which is why we are where we're at today.
What started all of this was an allegation of abuse because Kim Hyun Joong and his ex-girlfriend had a very violent relationship. And I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have paid her 600 million won, which he did to try to compensate for the initial abuse. There was also a lot of other crap that went on around the same time. After she claimed the abuse, she also claimed that she was pregnant by him, but when she actually went in to get her physical examination to show the abuse, to show to police officers, she told them that she wasn't pregnant. And then afterwards, supposedly she took a positive pregnancy test, but it's hearsay because she was out drinking with friends after that. And she had an OBGYN, the gynecologist visit, where they said there was no conclusion, no confirmation. She was supposed to show up for a follow-up appointment. She never did. And then they mentioned that she had a former pregnancy, a third pregnancy that was aborted, but this would be the fourth pregnancy, and there was no conclusive evidence that she was actually pregnant, which makes me just think, oh my goodness, seriously?
She's really been discredited, and it looks like the tables have turned drastically. And even though Kim Hyun Joong's career is mostly ruined or definitely partially damaged because of this whole debacle, and he might have done something to provoke some bad behavior in the beginning between the two of them in their relationship, the majority of this doesn't seem to be his fault.
They were both abusing each other. That is clear because there are photos of both of them with bruises. He should have never hit her. They should have never gotten violent. But she is cray! And he made some other huge mistakes. It's not all his fault, but it is. But because after all that went down and he paid her 600 million won, he went back to that crate.
That's where he made the big mistake, right? This is something that's always been on my mind because I remember him being with her and then them separating and then him going back to her. And that's really his biggest misstep here, I think.
No, that's not his biggest misstep. His biggest misstep is getting involved in the first place, getting in the violent relationship. But returning to that violent relationship shows that they both have some mental issues going on. So what happened was, after she got pregnant, she decided to sue him for 1.6 billion won for mental harm because he mentally harmed her after he gave her 600 million won and then came back and knocked her up again. So he, in response to the 1.6 billion won suing of him, because she went and she started talking to all these newspapers and making it public, and she had a non-disclosure agreement with the initial 600 million won settlement that she had with him, he decided to countersue her for 1.2 billion won, the initial 600 million won that he gave her to get that back, and an additional 600 million won for his own, his career is ruined, y'all. The lawsuit has ended, the initial lawsuit, and she has to pay him 1 million won, which is 100 million won.
100 million won, which is about $1 million. No, it's $100,000 roughly US.
And he had already paid her 600 million won, which she doesn't have to return the other 500 million won. She just has to give him 100 million won.
But they have a baby together, correct?
Yes, which means he will always be connected to her because they have shared custody, and so she'll be getting money for the rest of her life.
You guys check out this painting. It doesn't look perfect because the light is reflecting off of it, but you painted this last night?
Yep, last night on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/HallyuBack. Go follow her. Look at how unbelievable. She painted this live on the internet with people watching her. It's impressive. I'm so proud of you. You guys, react, comments to the Kim Hyun Joong situation. It does create a lot of hot button spitfire emotions in all of us, and I want to know what you guys think. I really now have a much clearer picture because of what the court decided upon, that he's really not much at fault anymore to me. Like in the beginning, they both were at fault, but then as time went by, she's discredited, in my opinion, completely. And unfortunately, his career is like not receiving good feedback. His career is, I don't know what to say.
His career is toast. Personally, I think they're both at fault. I just feel so bad for their kid. I feel so bad for their kid to have those two as parents.
Click the like button, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Hallyu Back news. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.
Bye.